I've already been hyping it up all week. You do not want to miss our watch party here on Seahawks Today on Sunday. It is the best place to be if you can't be at Lumen Field cheering with your fans and your fellow 12s. If you can't be at Queen Anne's Beer Hall, you can't be hanging out with your buddies. You can hang out with your buddies here on Seahawks Today. All you have to do, subscribe to the channel. It will give you a notification. You can come in and join us, have a good old time while we're hanging out, watching the Seahawks play, and maybe, who knows, having a brew or two. Now we got to get into our first question, and, Old McDonald, sounds like that buddy had a farm, and he wanted to make sure that I apologized for my Kenneth Walker slander. And you know what? Hand up right here, myself, I own it. I was wrong. I thought he was washed. I thought there was a potential that I'd be doing a video right around this time where I talked about people that you could trade Kenneth Walker to or for. Who could you get as a solid running back in the NFL? Well, I think you get a pretty good return on that. I don't think that anymore. I apologize to Kenneth Walker. I was wrong. I was aware of your game, but I thought it was gone. I was unaware that your game had not left you. Hand up. Old McDonald, I hope you accept my apology for him. Brendan Yoder, a real one, a guy who's constantly hanging out, talking with us here at Seahawks Today. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Hashtag Seahawks. Grey Zabel has a 53.4 rating so far. How do you think he will fare against the Saints defensive front? Is this going to be a prove-it game for him? Go Hawks. Yes, I do think it's going to be a prove-it game for him, but I also think that when you look at that rating, you do have to remember, who did he go against last week? He went against Cam Hayward. I understand the man is old. I understand that he's been around the block a time or two. But at the same time, when you've been around the block a time or two, you know how to win matchups that maybe you shouldn't necessarily win. Grey Zabel's only been through 2 games so far. He did really well in that 49ers game. Pittsburgh game, he took a step back. Well, he was going up against better competition. This Saints defense, yeah, they're pretty freaking good, and they're good at getting to the quarterback. But they're good at getting to the quarterback on the edge. Grey Zabel needs to continue doing what he's been doing. PFF has really liked how he's graded out this entire year. I've really liked how he's graded out this year. Sometimes the old moose will beat you. Sometimes the young calf still has to figure it out. I kind of think that's what you were dealing with there on Sunday. Hopefully that analogy made some sense. Eddie O, first time, long time. What's up, dude? Hopefully it won't be the only time that you're using the hashtag Seahawks. Should Charbs be RB number 1? Well, and here's the thing. There was a point in time where obviously old McDonald heard it. I was banging the drum for Zach Charbonnet to be your number 1 running back. There was a point in time where I said he was the best running back on this team. I don't know that I think that anymore. The way that Kenneth Walker has been playing, the way that your offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, has been using this running back duo as a duo. A group of running backs where, hey, one isn't the main back. It's let's ride the hot hand. Whoever is doing the best in that game is going to be the guy who gets the most touches. I like that system. Sharps was the guy who was getting the most week 1. Well, then he should get the most carries. Kenneth Walker looked the best week 2. Well, then he should get the most carries. And then whoever's doing the best against the Saints, hopefully it's both of them. Hopefully they both look great, and then they will get the majority of the carries or split the carries. I like what OC Clint Kubiak's been doing. As much as I was banging on the table for Zach Charbonnet to be number 1, I think I got to put my hand up and say that maybe the OC, the guy who's getting paid to do the job, knows just a little bit more than me. I want to get into your mailbag. You've sent in so many great questions as Seahawk Today fans, but before I do that, I got to make sure that I talk to you about the sponsor of this episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on any 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I was playing Prize Picks this weekend. Tell you right now, I should have used the flex play option. I'm just saying. You can see I've got something going for this Sunday. Cleveland Browns defense against Julian Love. Julian Love's going to get more than 232 and a half passing yards. Jordan Love, that is. Got the Seahawks on my brain. Matthew Stafford, less than 245 and a half passing yards. Sam Darnold, more than 212 and a half passing yards for your Seattle Seahawks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Eating right. Well, it doesn't look like that from your profile picture. Will Devon Witherspoon play this week? Is he going to be healthy? I don't know, man. Right now, I feel like you're going to get a good chance of him playing. We saw Devon Witherspoon dealing with that MCL bruise last week, missed all of practice all week long, and then what do we see him on Sunday doing? Well, he's out running around, getting a lather. He was not declared as inactive for this game until the very last minute by Mike Macdonald. In my eyes, if you are basically playing until the last minute, then you get a week off, a week of rest, I'd be pretty confident that you're going to be able to go out there and play. That also being said, despite what my Twitter handle might make you believe, I'm not a doctor. So I don't know if he will be able to go. I don't know that he won't be able to go. I've been very impressed with how your secondary has played without him. Of course, I would love to have Devon Witherspoon out there. I think that he will go, but if you had to ask me, hey, scale it 1 to 12, right now I'm probably saying I'm at a 7. And I think every day that he doesn't practice, it goes down and down. Also, last little point here, Mike Macdonald did say that he does not have to practice this week to be able to go out and play on Sunday. Nicky Minwari does need to practice a little bit if he wants a shot to play on Sunday. So that's something to keep an eye on when it comes to their injury designation. Chieferton, what's up? I wonder what that could be in Chief meant to. Maybe he's a big fan of Patrick Mahomes. Do you think they will extend Woolen and keep him long-term or trade him away before his contract is up? I think that's completely up to Riq Woolen right now. I think you saw week 1 why there was a lot of anger towards him and why there are a lot of people that don't want the Seahawks to re-sign Riq Woolen. I think week 2, the way that he shut down DK Metcalf, shows you why the Seahawks might want to re-sign him. You can see that first year where he was basically should have been the defensive rookie of the year in my eyes. He should have beat out Sauce Gardner. He was better than Sauce Gardner. And then every year's been kind of a step down ever since then. Riq Woolen, this is a big deal. This is a big year for him. He needs to continue to step up and play like he did week 2 and less like he did week 1. If he plays more like he did week 1 or week 2, I think you're going to re-sign him. Plays like he did on week 1, I think you're going to see him go bye-bye. John Schneider is not afraid to let go of players if they're not being used in this team. And Mike Macdonald has also shown that if a player isn't going to be used in his defense or he doesn't think they can be used, not only is he not afraid to trade a guy, he's not afraid to cut him either. Julian, how's it going, man? Do you think that Byron Murphy can execute like last week? If Sammy D has another performance like last week, should we win? So we get a double question. Julian loves to get the twofers in there. It's a smart move by him. I would say that, yes, I believe Byron Murphy can execute just like he did last week. The guy is unbelievable, and he's playing at the level that we thought he could play. Continue to play at that level, get the pressures that he has been from the middle of this defensive line. It opens up everything for everybody else. Not only is he doing a good job against the rushing attack of opposing teams, he's doing a better job at the passing attack. You saw the Rams be their best when Aaron Donald was getting big rushes from the inside. You saw the Chiefs do their best when they were getting big rushes from guys like Chris Jones on the inside of that defensive line unit. Byron Murphy can continue to play like he has been. I think you're going to be pretty darn happy with the outcome on Sunday, and you'll be pretty darn happy with the outcome for his entire career. Now, for Sam Darnold, I want him to play the exact same way that he did in the second half. Just don't turn the ball over. If Sam Darnold can continue to play like he did in the second half, finding the open receivers, not making the dumb mistake, not turning the football over, Seattle's going to win this game by the middle of the third quarter. You're just a better team than the Saints, and the Saints really, they shoot themselves in the foot. Then they shoot themselves in the foot. And then they kind of look around and shoot themselves in the foot one more time. And that's because they have a lot of penalties and because they have a lot of inopportune mistakes. Continue to make them shoot themselves in the foot and don't be the reason why they have any hope, any momentum going forward by the end of the third. Right now, we have a big Week 3 matchup, and the reason I say it's a big Week 3 matchup is because it's the next matchup. Winning games in the NFL, it is hard to freaking do. Shouts out Coach Boyd. So if you're going to be able to win games in the NFL, you have to treat each game like it's the most important game you have coming up. Seattle, you're a 7.5-point favorite. You need to win. You need to cover. Make sure you come hang out with us here on Seahawks Today for that watch party. We have someone pretty darn famous hanging out today with us. Didn't realize this, but we got Roll Tide Willie. Shout out, man. My fans are called the Willies. Maybe Roll Tide Willie is a Willie. When will the Seahawks unleash Jalen Milroe? Well, I think at this point we've gotten we know what we're going to get out of Jalen Milroe. And Seattle is going to use him in the low red zone or use him in certain packages. Now, on Sunday, you didn't get to have him out there as an active. He was an active, a healthy scratch. I think as the season continues to progress, there will be more opportunities to use Jalen Milroe. Use him the same way the Saints use Taysom Hill. I don't need a lot of Jalen Milroe. A little bit of Jalen Milroe goes a long way. And unleashing might be the wrong word, Mr. Willie, but I do think that using him in the low red zone with some key rushes can be a huge deal. You saw A.J. Barner get under center and be the tush-push guy because Jalen Milroe wasn't able to go. I think that'll be Jalen Milroe's spot, and hopefully we'll see him as the year goes, get his little packages of plays, get expanded so we can use not only his legs, but we can also use his arm because, frankly, there's not many people who can throw the ball as well as Jalen Milroe when it comes to deep passes. Still got to work on the short game and the medium game. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in your mailbag questions. You're going to want to make sure that you follow me on social media if you didn't get your questions answered, because at Will Ortner on X and on Instagram, I got Twitter fingers. I got Instagram fingers. I'm on there constantly replying. Just ask Randall. Just ask Richard. Just ask Brendan. If you're sending me questions, I will do my best to make sure that I get a response back to you. Ask Preston. Preston's sending me stuff every single Sunday about what to look forward to with your Seattle Seahawks. I try to make sure that I give him the best answers possible. Make sure you give me a follow on those sites. And until next time, I'll see you later.